Hello, welcome back to We Are City channel to FC 26 Grimo with Manchester City. Last episode didn't go so well. 2 defeats from the 3 games we did play in the January transfer window as transfers happened and so on. We're into deadline day now. We'll end the deadline day and hopefully get a few players out on loan that are not part of the squad that might play a few games in the FA Cup. That being said, in today's episode things are looking like this. So we've got Brighton at home, Chelsea away in the month of February, QPR at home, Spurs at home and Sunderland at home. So a lot of home games. We're going to start the episode off with a game against Brighton at home, which we're going to simulate. We're going to play Chelsea away, we're going to play QPR at home in the FA Cup, we're going to play Spurs at home and Sunderland at home to end the episode and end the month of February hopefully in a good position. Now in the UEFA Champions League we need to talk about that because we saw in the Champions League we lost to Copenhagen on the final day. That means we didn't get the 1 point we needed to automatically qualify. Did we automatically qualify? Well, we actually finished in 7th position, so we still got into the automatic qualification stages because of the results in and around us. Finishing 7th, it was us, Benfica, Liverpool, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain all finishing in the automatic places. So in the playoffs you've got Sporting Paris, PSV Eindhoven, you've got Olympiacos, Spurs, Lazio, Dortmund, Bayern Munich, Strasbourg, Copenhagen, Leverkusen, Juve, Stade Rennais, Galatasaray, Villarreal and Frankfurt, Atalanta. Top goal scorers in the competition, of course, Omar Mamouche up there with 8. Erling Haaland this time not there. You're Savinho with the assist at the moment. Erling Haaland has only got 5 goals in 5 games in the UEFA Champions League. That is not like him. Let's get him back firing again. Now, I've received all sorts of offers for Omar Mamouche, and we did receive a massive offer on deadline day from El Hilali, Saudi Pro League side, where he would go and get big wages, and I think he would be interested in that move. However, 140 million euros we asked for, and they said no, they wouldn't pay over 120 million euros, I think it was. The chances are, what it looks like, Omar Mamouche will be staying at Manchester City past deadline day. With 1 month, or 5 months, 1 year and 5 months, or 1 year and 4 months remaining on his contract at Manchester City, the expectation is that next summer he's going to go. Super player, unbelievable player. Just can't get him in the team at the moment. I mean, he can get the team, but I think he's just past that sort of point where he wants to leave the club. He wants to be the #1 man somewhere else. I get that. It's such a shame. It's such a massive shame because I think he's fantastic. A little move from one of our younger players who came in the transfer window, Nacho Perez. He's going on a 6-month loan to the end of the season and join Southampton. Well, a lot of Premier League clubs have been showing interest in Juan Pablo, the Brazilian came in from Bahia. He wanted to try and test himself in the Premier League. We had Everton and Crystal Palace interested in him. In the end, he's decided on a 6-month loan to the end of the season at Premier League side Everton. What a move for him alongside Sangare. With 1 hour remaining on transfer deadline, interested to see some of the top deals that have gone through. The top deals are Girona making the signing of Junior from Villarreal in a €37 million deal. Willy Singo moves from Galatasaray to Juventus in a €62 million deal. And Pau Kubasi, he moves nearly €70 million from Barcelona, only 21 years of age. That is a fantastic sign for them. A long-term replacement for Virgil van Dijk at Liverpool. What a sign that is on deadline day of January 2028. Good news from Manchester City. Back in training now is Antoine Semenyo. He returns from that 3-month injury where he broke his toe. He's back for selection pretty soon. And that is positive to have him back in the side. Now, in the calendar, we did say we'd actually simulate the opening game against Brighton and play the final game against Sunderland. Looking at league table, Sunderland are teetering and it's above relegation, so we're actually going to simulate the game against them to end the episode and kick things off with the game against 10th place Brighton in the Premier League. I'm actually 25 in the Premier League, and this assignment we go with against Brighton today. In goal starts, it is Kusanov, Diaz and Vardiel, the back 3. Shirky, Rodri, Reinders, Aintnuri and Foden midfield 5, with Mamouche partnering Erling Haaland up top. We've got Vinny Jr., Savinho, Makedu, Nicola Keba, Livramento, O'Reilly and Anderson on the City bench. Well, there is the City side warming up. Pep Guardiola pulling the strings in this City side. He's been having a fantastic time at Manchester City. Extends his time at Manchester City once again. A new deal signed. He's going absolutely nowhere, and he's confident that he's going to do more good at Manchester City this season. Top of the Premier League table, going far perhaps in the UEFA Champions League, doing well in the FA Cup as well. And we're confident that we're going to have another really good season. And January transfer window's over now. The real business does start in this season. We can't afford to have drop-offs. I mean, in the last episode, losing to Brentford, losing to Copenhagen, those are our little blips in the season. Get back to winning ways, get back to ourselves, and starting that off with Brighton here today. 4-2-3-1 from Brighton today. They go in goal with Bart Verbruggen. It's a back 4 of Hinshelwood, Coppola, Igor Julia and De Kuyper. Ariali and Baleba still there, the midfield 2. Yakubu Minte, Ruta Mitoma and Ferguson back at the club up top. Mark Mayer, whoever he is the manager. Mitoma beats Shirky in the air, but City don't feel comfortable at all at the moment. Let's start this one at the Etihad. Minte. Ferguson. Ball through, chance of Minte into the hands of Donnarumma. City have started this one pretty weakly on wide to Nuri. And out to Ryan Shaqiri. Foden. Haaland. Shaqiri. Oh, ball through to Marmoush. Is he onside here? He is, Omar. Marmoush! Manchester City 1-0. Well, if we are going to lose Marmoush in the summer, let's just use him the best we can. Fantastic player. 1 year left on his deal. Come the summer. And there's a lot of interest in him from teams around Europe. Because he isn't the starter at Manchester City at times. He's absolutely unbelievable. His record, his goals speak for himself. Found by Shaqiri here and he scores again. Whether it's Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, a Saudi Pro League side, I don't know. But I want him to stay because he's a superstar. And what a goal to open today's episode there. He's 11th in the Premier League this season. Baleba. Oh, cut out. He can't be like them. Diaz steps in there. Diaz gives it on back. Ruta. Ferguson, the far post. Off the crossbar. I think it's tipped onto it by Gigi Donnarumma. Mitoma. It's just so poor in the midfield at the moment. Baleba. Cristiano have another good challenge. Nuri. Foden. Marmoush. Haaland. Shaqiri. Oh, it's so scrappy and crappy, really, in the midfield. Mitoma. Cristiano tries to down him. Ruta pass for Rodri. Diaz is there. Well, he goes past Diaz with ease, and Minte scores. Rubbish from Diaz. 1-1. It's up to Haaland here. Oh, Rabona pass from Shaqiri there, actually. Ruta. Got a feeling Brighton going to take the game away from us here. Ruta. Jorginho Ruta, what a save by Donnarumma. Nuri chasing, but it's not enough. Ruta with so much space here. Vardiol can't tackle him. Ferguson. Kusanov. Mitoma! What a miss by Kayo Mitoma. So Vinny comes on for City now. As is Anderson and McAdoo. Marmoush. Savinho. Cross in. McAdoo is there. Vinny Jr. off the bench. His first strike. His first touch of the ball. In the back of net for 2 on Manchester City. What a finish from Vinicius Jr. He's 15th of the season. And he is confident as ever. The ball comes in. We won't see it on the replay. Brighton don't clear it away. And there to pounce is Vinny Jr. McAdoo. Marmoush. Savinho. Cross to McAdoo. It's an own goal. 3-1 City, game over. Savinho celebrates it if it's his own. Well, City getting all 3 points today. And that comes from not really Savinho, but Manchester City themselves. Marmoush wide to Savinho. He puts it across the box of Ryan McAdoo. Not much the defender can do. I mean, he shouldn't put it in his own net there. No goal for Haaland, though, today, which is a bit of a worry. Full-time whistle goes. Manchester City 3, Brighton 1. And we kick off this episode in great fashion. And let's keep that up now for the rest of the episode. Big win against Brighton. 10th place Brighton at home when it looked like it could have been against us. Well, they've really started to pull away now in the Premier League title race. Manchester City sits 7 points clear at the top of that table with, 10, 11, 12 games to go, 13 games to go. City very much in control of this title race. Top goal scorer-wise, it's still Erling Haaland up there. 24 goals in 24 appearances. Vinny's up there as well, as is Nicholas Jackson, who's back at Chelsea, Anthony Gordon at Newcastle, Ugeki TK, 21 goals in 24 games. He is getting Haaland numbers here. Assist-wise, it's Vinny up top with 12. Foden's in there, Shirky's in there with 8 each as well. No Semenyo in there this season because, of course, he's been injured for so long, and he was in there last season. Up there with the goals, up there with the assists. That injury really has hampered his season, hasn't it? And a side that have never really got to the level that we expected them to get in this save. You know, they've had so many different managers, they've sacked different managers, they've got managers in time and time again. Chelsea up next. They're down in 9th place. We're going to change things up tactically today against Chelsea and try something out a little bit different. So Donnarumma starts in goal. Now, usually when Diaz doesn't play, we play Lekeba at the central centre-back role. We're going to play Vardy at the central centre-back role and Lekeba on the left, Kusanov on the right. We're going to play both the wing-backs in Livramento and Aitneris. That's very attacking from City, with both holding midfielders of Nico and Rodri, the captain, in the midfield too. But as for the three, Martins will start, but he's going to start in the 10 behind Vinny Jr. and Erling Haaland and see if he can sort of link up with those three as a three together. That does mean no Foden, no Shirky, no Reinders in the squad today. They all miss out on that starting 11. Well, being as we're way head top of this Premier League table, going away to Chelsea to Stamford Bridge in 9th place, I'm not too worried of facing off this Chelsea side. Jose Bordalas, who I thought was sacked, who they announced he was sacked at the start of the season. Have they not got a new manager still then? Is he still in charge? Or have they not got a new manager to take over? That is interesting, isn't it? Whether they still have him in charge. I thought he was sacked at the start of the season. Maybe he's still there. Maybe they brought him back. Bad things are happening at Chelsea. They've been really poor in this series. They've never really been up there at all in terms of being up in the title race. And Pep Guardiola changes things around today, is what I'm about to say. I couldn't get that out then. Marmoush, Vinny Jr. and Haaland the front three, and then a bit more defensive in that midfield and back line. It'll be interesting. I do believe Chelsea have actually brought in a former City man, Nathan Ake. I've just seen that. Well, he didn't leave us to join Chelsea. But in the end, he returns to Chelsea. They've brought him back anyway. Interested to see how Bordalas' side line up, if it is Jose Bordalas who is in charge. So for some reason, guys, every time I try to load into this game, the game crashes. And I think there's a bit of a bug, actually. I've had a few crashes throughout the episode when I've been recording them. So I can't actually view the Chelsea lineup via the actual graphics. We're going to have to look at it like this through player performance. So Jorgensen starts in goal. It's Ben White at right back from an Arsenal man, with Colwill, Nathan Ake from a City man, and Joel Hatto, the back four. It's Caicedo and Lavia in midfield two, with Andre Santos in front. Interesting, very defensive midfield three from Chelsea. And then it's Estevao, Nicholas Jackson, one of the top goal scorers in the Premier League, and Jamie Gittins up top of the bench. They've got Caleb Wiley, they've got Garnacho, Betreme, Enzo Fernandez, Mohamedou Sarr, Liam Delap, former City man, Cole Palmer on the bench, Torsten Rayo, and Robert Sanchez as well. I'm surprised Palmer is on the bench and not starting. Marmoush. Right to Livramento. Across the box to Erling Haaland, near post. And Jorgensen's forced into a save early on. Corner ball. Rodri over it. Rodri in. Haaland thumps the header. Over there with the bar by Erling Haaland. 2 chances early on for the big Norwegian. In the recent episodes, he always seems to have a dip at some point in the season, doesn't he? Vinny Jr. flicks it on towards Aitneris. Back into Marmoush here. And across the box to Haaland. Still back to Marmoush. Past Nathan Ake. Back to Haaland. What a save by Jorgensen. Haaland can't put the ball in the back of the net at the moment. Really struggling. Everything seems to be getting saved. Vinny Jr. Marmoush. Aitneris. Haaland. Erling Haaland! There we go. 1-0. What a finish that is from Erling Haaland. 25 goals in 25 Premier League appearances for Erling Haaland. And he absolutely leathers that one off the roof of the net. I think it's the post and goes in as well. Just drops to him here in the ball from Aitneris. And then he hits it. And he hits it true. What a hit that is from Haaland. And it's such an Erling Haaland technique, that. The way he steps up to it. Fantastic finish. 25 in 25 now. 40 to aim for. Come the end of the season. After going a pretty good run. He always starts the season better than he finished it, I would say. Rodri, what a challenge. What a challenge by Rodri. Andre Santos back to Gittins. Santos steps out. Gittins! Oh, what a terrible bit of defending by City. 1-1. Defensively getting worse and offensively getting worse at the moment. I mean, Kasanov here. Vardiel. Look at that. He plants it right in the top corner. 1-1. Rodri. Nico. Space out wide for Aitneris. Nico. Then space for Rodri. City patient. Rodri. Outside the big pass to Erling Haaland, off the post by Haaland. Livramento. Rodri. Nico. Rodri. Vinny. Marmoush. Through to Livramento. Tino Livramento! Saved by... How he went past Ake there. He didn't go down, I don't know. He could have gone down on the challenge from Ake. Here is Santos. Ben White's an interesting sign, isn't he? Jackson. They've had one shot all game, Chelsea, and scored it. Estevao. Oh, brilliant skill. Santos! And a save on their second shot of the game. And they nearly take the lead. Away from Rodri. Inside to Jackson. Vardiel dives in. Trouble Andre Santos. Lukea beaten. Chance. What a save on Donnarumma. Back to Chelsea. And they have a 2-1 lead. And we've dominated this game, but we don't finish our chances, do we? And Estevao scores. And we can't put the ball in the back of the net at the moment. On to Nico. Nice chance to loom for City, really. Savinho. Oh, Colwell away, and that is time. Defeat for Manchester City against 9th place Chelsea. We throw away points, and we can't finish. We cannot finish at the moment. There's a problem up top with Erling, Haaland, with Vinicius Jr., with Omar Marmoush. If you don't put the ball in the back of the net, you won't win games. A 2-1 defeat, and I don't want to see the stats because we dominated that one. We surely dominated that one. And Chelsea have 3 shots and score 2 goals. And there you are once again. I mean, actually, Chelsea have a higher expected goals than us, which is crazy. But 8 shots to their 5. Haaland hits the post. Really, it should be a 2-2 draw. We lose. Well, it's Emirates FA Cup action next, and we're playing against QPR, and it's not been the best of episodes in terms of results, has it? And the performance level as well. It's not been great, but we're going to put a rotated side out and play this game against QPR, and hopefully come away winners. I'm not particularly worried about this one, but you never know at the moment. The way we're finishing, the way we're performing in front of goal, maybe I should be worried. So we're doing against QPR today, a lot stronger than perhaps a lot expected. Vitail starting goal, it's Vita Heis, Captain Diaz, and Kusanov in that 3. We're going to have Nico Riley-Anderson in midfield 2. It'll be Savinho on the left and Ryan McAdoo off the right. And then Rangers through the middle and Marmoush and Phil Foden, the 2 up top. Foden playing the false 9 role. That means Mikasa and Cavan Sullivan are on the bench with Erling Haaland. New man who came in the transfer window, Ditobet is on the bench as well. Left winger now, he's been trained there, he can play there. He might get a chance there today with Nick Gonzalez, Tino Livramento, Vardiel Bettinelli, and also perhaps a debut could come for Ndweke as well. Signed in the summer transfer window, has not really played a game for us yet, but he might get an appearance against QPR today on the bench. Well, there the players arriving. Eyes on Omar Marmoush, really, because he is the man who has been scoring the goals recently, ahead of Erling Haaland, ahead of Vinicius Jr., and he's got 5 goals in this competition. The last game we played, we absolutely obliterated Wolves. The intention is to win some big games again and score some big goals today against QPR for this side. Come on, City. Rangers. McAdoo drives here. Pulls them back to Marmoush. Can't get his shot off. Anderson. It's Savinho! And into the hands of the goalkeeper right. Didn't really catch it there, Brazilian. Rangers on towards Phil Foden. Foden away here, and Foden on towards McAdoo. He's lots of space for Ryan McAdoo to run into it. McAdoo feeds Marmoush. And on towards Phil Foden! Oh! And he puts his strike over the bar as Phil Foden. What a chance again for him. Second of the game. Then Bellet across the far post. Peter Heis could defend again by him. And McAdoo forward towards Phil Foden. Foden wants Marmoush to get going, which he does do. And Foden finds him. And it's Omar Marmoush for Manchester City, nice and composed, 1-0. Well, you play a high line against City, you push up, you take a risk. 6 goals in only 2 Emirates FA Cup appearances now for Omar Marmoush. Marmoush. McAdoo. Foden. Tajani Reinders. Tajani Reinders! Still Manchester City, really good play from City there. Tearing apart QPR, 2-0. On the move, fluid movement really. We can't see the replay, but the Rangers finish off the chance for 2. That's more like it, Manchester City. Just the way he plays. Just don't feel it. Anderson. Marmoush into Foden here. There's trouble again for the opposition. Phil Foden. Foden. Phil Foden! 3-0 Manchester City. 3 more strikers position, Foden. He gets his first goal, his first appearance in the FA Cup. There is sort of worries around his future. We know that. To do with the contract situation, he made no mistake here. Played him. Puts it past the goalkeeper with these 3-0. We beat Wolves by 11 goals to 0, was it? In the FA Cup in the previous fixture. Maybe as well. Manchester City. Oh, that's Paul O'Reilly. That's the second half completely changes. Diaz. Oh, chance here for QPR 3-1. Maybe the second half will change. Rubbish. Ruben Diaz. Captain of club making a challenge like that. They come forward here with Saito. O'Reilly goes and takes it off him. Really well played. Peter Heis. Reinders. McAdoo. Marmoush. Back in behind here. Phil Foden in behind for 2! For Phil Foden for the day for Manchester City. Great ball by Marmoush. And Foden gets his second of the day here, 4-1. Back with that 3-goal lead, and that will mean changes here in the starting 11 now. Nice ball, thread through by Omar Mamouche. Foden in behind, great first touch. And a wonderful finish from Phil Foden. Sullivan, through Dalbert. Nearly gets it through to the Frenchman. Kusanov intercepts it. McAdoo. Sullivan again here. Dalbert through to Foden. It's Phil Foden for the hat-trick here today. Phil Foden gets his hat-trick, 5-1. And that will be him coming off now, Phil Foden. 3 goals today for Phil Foden. Gets his stats up a little bit. And a really good performance from Phil, who's been the key man in that false 9 role. Up top, played in by Debate. Fires it past the goalkeeper, 5. Here's Cavan Sullivan. Debate, back into Cavan Sullivan. And he feeds Phil Foden. And Foden for another one here. And Phil Foden makes it 6-1. What a finish by Phil. Dobet, lovely little back heel to Cavan Sullivan, who gets another assist for himself, who always seems to get an assist. And Foden gets 4 for the day, and he's certainly in the running for player of the episode. There's not been many good performances today. And Phil Foden makes sure he's one of them. Cracks that in the top corner. Big defender here. Defending to do. Into the box here. I don't know what... I don't know what we're doing there. Anderson and Kusanov. What are you doing? Embarrassing. Why didn't someone put a foot in there? And how did he not manage to take it off him? Lifts one into O'Reilly. Brilliantly. Cavan Sullivan. Dobet. Cheap, nasty play by the Frenchman. Pep Guardiola won't be happy with, because we had a chance there. And they're in again here. Oh, and what a save by Bataya. Penalty QPR. Kusanov's made a mistake now. What did he do? He took him out after he had the shot, did he? Kusanov, I'm not quite sure. Bataya against Madsen from the spot. Save by Bataya. Brilliant by the goalkeeper. But you want your cup goalkeeper saving penalty, and he does it there again. Mikasa can't stop him. That'll be full time anyway. Manchester City are going through in the FA Cup. A 6-2 win over QPR. Once again, sort of shaky performance at the back. But this time scoring goals. And Phil Foden gets 4 goals to his name. Really good performance in that forward position. So for a little bit of gameplay today's episode before we simulate a game against Sunderland. We're top of that table. Our lead has been cut down a little bit. You can see there, Liverpool on 57 points and Manchester City on 62. It's not the big 7-point lead that we did have. But it is 5 points lead still. Arsenal don't look like they're going to be in it. Spurs aren't as well, but they're fighting for a top 4 finish. And our final bit of gameplay will be against Spurs, 4th place Spurs, at home at the Etihad. And then we will simulate a game to end the month of February against 16th place Sunderland during that relegation battle with Burnley, Wolves, Everton, West Ham, and probably not Crystal Palace or Leeds. They're out of it. Big make changes going to side against Spurs, and actually Vinny Jr. is going to play in the 10 with Foden on the false 9. He played so well there against QPR. We're going to try that out. Haaland up top with that forward trident. Shirky on the right, Night Near in the left, Nico and Captain Roger in the midfield 2. And then we're going to go with Lacabra at the central centre-back ahead of Diaz, with Livramento and Vardy, Donnarumma in goal. That defence has kept clean sheets in the past. One real positive to see on the bench, as well as Omar Mamouche, Savinho, Reinders, Diaz, Kusanov, O'Reilly, Anderson. Really strong bench. Is the return of Antoine Semenyo. He's back from injury, and he could get an appearance today. Well, there is Moonbeam before the game. City versus Spurs. 1st versus 4th. And that gap at the top could be cut down once again. And Pep Guardiola is going to make that pretty evident to his team here in the team talk. Semenyo back at the bench is a massive positive. He was one of the players of the season last year in the Premier League. And we think we can cause problems for Spurs today. Well, the problems that FC26 has with the game crashing constantly when you're trying to watch the actual lineup, we have to go into this to see the lineup, which is so frustrating today's episode. Hopefully they fix that bug. So it's Odobert, Solanke, and Brennan Johnson, Spurs' front 3. Lucas Bergvall, Dejan Kulusevski, and Pat Sarr, the midfield 3, which is very attacking. Then a back 4 of Adogi, Vuskovic, Kevin Danzo, and Divine Renz. Mike Maignan, who's been signed to start single on the bench. We've got Takai, Archie Gray, Richarlison, Marcelo Ruiz, Cuti Romero, Memphis Depay, Xavi Simons, Herskov, and Guillermo Vicario as well. Back up now to Mike Maignan. Vinny Jr. White to white Yuri. I'll pull it back here, Yuri. Rodri. Foden. Oh, a touch not away from the defender Vuskovic. Probably should have been. Counter with Odobert. Foden. Vinny. Foden. Back through to Vinny here. Back inside by Vinicius Jr. Vinny. Vinicius Jr. Oh. Past the post by Vinny. Great feet by Shirky this time. Haaland. Nico. Into Vinny. Away from Danzo. Staying tight to him. Shirky wide. That's a lovely ball towards Aitnuri. Into the box to Erling. Haaland with a thumping header. What a goal by City. Aitnuri with another crossing. It's spectacular. Haaland gets his 26th of the season in 26 appearances. What a ball in by Rian Aitnuri. Lovely switch of play by Shirky as well, which is more like it. Aitnuri. Foden. Nice point to Haaland. Shirky. Rodri. Haaland. Foden. Nicely done. That ball wide to Aitnuri has to find him, Phil Foden. I'm sorry. That has to find him. Bergvall. Rodri across. Odobert. Bergvall. Back wide to Odobert. Ball in behind. Lekeba. Good defending. Back to Donnarumma. Clears it long away to Vinny. Oh, I love a little back towards one. And here's Vinicius Jr. through the middle. And a ball to Aitnuri. And a ball behind to Haaland here. It could be game over. And Haaland on towards Phil Foden. Oh, what a save by Maignan. And it's Foden's last impact to the game because he's off now for the return of Antoine Semenyo. City's second top goal scorer. Assist maker is back. And Xavi Simons on for Odobert as well. And in my Shirky. Vardiol attacks it! It's over the bar by Joško Vardiol. Vardiol well down. Oh, into a bad position. Oh, Vardiol, what have you done to us? Joško Vardiol, what have you done? Odobert. Livramento done. Joško Vardiol. Ruins us. Absolutely ruins our clean sheet 1-1. Thank you, Vardiol. Thank you for that horrible mistake. The Spurs are level. I mean, Livramento dives in there. Probably shouldn't have done. Here's Shirky. Over top. Haaland is there! 2-1 straight away. City get back in the lead. What a ball by Rian Shirky. Maybe he should be playing the 10 himself. Maybe Foden should be playing off the right. Shirky, what a ball over top that is. Unbelievable. Haaland rise above Mike Maignan. Above the Spurs defenders, Danzo. What a ball by Shirky. And what a header by Erling Haaland. That is simply a sensational bit of football from Shirky and Erling Haaland. Shirky, wide to Semenyo. First touches for Antoine Semenyo. He's returned to the side. Great feet by Semenyo straight away. Against the doggy. Shirky, lovely skill. Rian Shirky blocked away. And Antoine Semenyo making an immediate impact. Vinny, Shirky. Wide to Aitnuri. Nico. Shirky's in again. Cross the box to Haaland. Shirky once again. Danzo, great defending behind for a corner. Johnson, oh, past Livramento. And then straight to Livramento. Semenyo gives it away. Xavi Simons. Dominic Solanke. Great defending by Vardiol away. And look forward towards Haaland. Dealt with by Spurs. The doggy. City in a bit of trouble here. And again, and Lekeba back towards Donnarumma. Back to Lekeba. Back to Donnarumma. Out towards O'Reilly. Gets the header onto Rangers. Straight towards Solanke. Kulusevski. Big challenge by Vardiol, like a foul. Away again by O'Reilly. Oh, look at Shirky taking it down. Rian Shirky for City. Marmouche. Back onto Shirky. In behind to Haaland. Oh, Vuskovic. Really good defending the game. That'll be full time. A 2-1 win. Wasn't easy by any means. Fantastic header by Haaland. Ridiculous ball by Shirky. And we end the game playing today's episode with 3 points against Spurs at home, which certainly wasn't easy. And up next is Sunderland and Simulation. Let's get another 3 points. Let's keep this run going now. Well, before we get to this game in Sunderland, what is this? During a full contact training session, Donnarumma went into a 50-50 challenge but came off second best. Who's injured our goalkeeper? He'll be unavailable for squad selection until fully recovered. I understand. But how long's he out for? Do we need to go to the squad up to find this out? Torn hamstring. 2 months without Donnarumma. How's he torn his hamstring in a 50-50? But 2 months without Gianluigi Donnarumma. We are in trouble. Bataille's #1 now. So near the end of the season. 2 months without Donnarumma. That might just crush our season. That might just crush our season. Wow. That is terrible news. Well, the final game of the episode was a simulation against Sunderland. And the title race is going to be hotting up going to the next episode because Manchester City only go and get a 1-1 draw at home to Sunderland. Marmoush's goal in the 68th minute made it feel like we were going to win the game. And then in the 89th minute, a Brian Brobby equaliser might just cut City's lead at the top of the table down to maybe 3 points. Maybe even 2 points. We don't know, depending on the result for Liverpool. That is a worry. That ends today's episode anyway. Thanks for watching. Please like if you haven't already. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. City in the title race is certainly on, but we will be without Gigi Donnarumma from now on as well. That is a massive loss. We'll see you guys next time.